I know a lot of my subs are following and interested in the Delphi case. It's coming up to 5 years now since the girls were murdered. I made a video on it before, just the one, because I've nothing really to add to it. And I know there's a lot of channels that covered nothing but Delphi since it happened. But finally we have some updates coming. There's a special on HLN tonight over in the States, and there is an interview with Kegan Kline from prison. In that interview, he is going to talk about why the police contacted him in relation to the killing. And the quote that's come out from that interview is, he says, "I think it's because they said I was the last person to talk to her, is what they told me." And for anyone that doesn't know, this is the guy that was behind the Anthony Shots profile. Police came out a month or so back looking for information on that profile. He hasn't been charged with anything got to do with this case. He is charged with separate P-related offences. He's a big P. And I think he has a rock-solid alibi for the time. He was in Vegas or something, and there's plenty of cameras there. So what's going on? If you think back to the very start of this case, and still even now, this was kind of referred to as the Snapchat murders. Because people did think that the girls might have been catfished or something like that at the time. But early on, police ruled this out and they said that it had nothing got to do with social media. But now they've backtracked on that, and they're saying there is a connection between this profile. And Kegan Kline was communicating with one of the girls. He was following Libby, I think, on Instagram. And they tracked him down pretty fast. Took him in, did a polygraph. Bit of a mess up because he was able to go home and get another phone that he had and factory restore it and delete apps before he handed it over to police. But nevertheless, he can't be in two places at one time. So it looks like they kind of just moved on from him. And the speculation is the police ruled him out at the time. And that's why they said that this had nothing got to do with social media. But what they didn't take into consideration, it looks like, is other people who had access to that phone. There's a lot of speculation around his dad, Tony Kline. His name is redacted a lot in some of the paperwork that we've seen. And there's just like strange sentences in there, like Anthony mentioning that I should have left before he got up, referring to his dad. Like that's in the affidavit for a reason that we don't know. So a lot of the speculation around is that they're actually looking not at Kegan, but at his dad, Tony. Or at very least one of Tony's friends maybe. Anyone who had access to that phone. It looks like Abby and Libby got a message and went to the bridge that day thinking that they were going to meet Anthony Shots, aka Kegan Kline. But he wasn't there, he was in Vegas. They've told him that that profile has contacted the girls on that day, and that's why they went to him. They thought they had him. But then when they confirmed his alibi, they kind of stepped away. So who had his phone? Who had his login details? Was it his dad? Was it one of his dad's friends? Something I haven't heard, and I hope it's not because it will be a bit harder to kind of track down, is there was a mention in the past of a Dropbox being used by a number of Ps. And perhaps Kegan had uploaded a photograph of one of the girls and their Snapchat names. Perhaps the killer seen this and created a dummy fake Anthony Shots profile. A fake profile, and simply messaged the girl saying, I don't know, something like, "Hey, Anthony here, new Snapchat because had to delete the other one because of my ex," and gained the girl's trust kind of that way. Is that what the connection is? Because I hope not, because that'll be a lot harder to kind of track down than it would be if it was simply someone that Kegan Kline knows using his phone or using his login details. It's really interesting. There's going to be a lot of details come out, I think, in the next week. It looks like there's a kind of campaign going on as we get closer to the 5-year anniversary. There was an interview with Good Morning America a few days ago, and Doug Carter was talking on that, and he's talking very confident. I'll show the clip here.
I resolved to catch him as strong now as it was day one. But the difference now between now and day one is we know about you. A lot about you. Today could be the day. Sleep well.
No, he has done that before. He has spoken like that before, and he's also said things like, if Abby and Libby are watching on, I know they're proud of what we've done in this case. And I don't know, should he be saying things like that? Like maybe when you arrest a guy, and maybe they already know who it is and arrest is pending, but surely if they can, they would arrest him right now today. I'm not sure what additional evidence could come up if they know who it is, if they know the guy. Hopefully, fingers crossed, today is the day. And I think we'll get a lot more information tonight and in the next few weeks. But if that's true, what Kegan's saying, and there could be the chance that they're lying to him, but if that's true, that his profile was the last person to contact Libby, then that's it. That's the connection. Who was using his profile? Who was using his phone? You have to wonder as well, because He was interviewed by the girl that does the Down the Hill podcast. She couldn't release that interview when the podcast was released, but I think she's releasing that also again next week. And they must have permission, the LE must have approved these kind of interviews to go out. Is it just to get attention on the case? Is it because they're finally closing in on the guy and things like this are okay now? I hope they have him. I hope to God they have him. Check out the interview and the special tonight if you're in the States, and let me know what you think. If you're not living in the States, you'll probably find a copy on YouTube tomorrow morning, I would imagine. Good luck, God bless, and hopefully today is the day.